Hello, 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 hello. You fine people who watch these videos in foul weather or fair. You seem to turn up in some numbers, and thus I thought I'd make a video just to mark the end of a term of sorts here at Archaeo Soup Towers. Essentially, we seem to work in a sort of a termish kind of fashion. We have a period of relatively intense activity, broken up usually by an enforced hiatus. And this time, it actually is a holiday for once. So Mrs. Soup and I are actually going travelling. We're going to go and see some friends in the south of England and some family in North Wales. We're going to be away for a couple of weeks. And it sounds like, and indeed I very much hope, we're going to be having a good time as well. So that'll be grand. But I just thought this was a great opportunity to just think about really what we've been doing in the past few months, and look forward a little bit, and generally just sort of ruminate, I guess, on things. So first of all, really, I mean, it depends really on how you want to measure this particular term of activity. For me, it certainly starts before Mrs. Soup went into hospital, and then we moved here to the new towers, and and before I knew it, it's my birthday, which was a couple of days ago. But we'll come back to that in a moment. So yeah, it's felt fairly intense. But during this whole period, actually, there's been a whole a raft of new activities, a whole range of exciting developments, which I'm very proud of and very pleased to be involved in. So first of all, a couple of days ago, we had the final meeting with regards to Mrs. Soup. The surgery team, the surgeon, etc., are very pleased with her progress, and essentially she can now be considered to be 100% tip-top, which is grand. So thank you everyone who's been asking after her. She can now be considered to be Mrs. Soup 2.0. She's running updated software, which is superb, or rather hardware, I suppose. But yeah. Anyway, that's grand. Yes, I'm very much enjoying being here. We're both very much enjoying being here at the new towers. You guys seem to quite like the new setup. Indiana Bones has his own tower all to himself, so he's very pleased. So we are feeling quite nicely at home now, which is superb. Now, also in recent weeks, we introduced Archaeology Gastronomy, the whole new series about food in the past and exploring flavours from ancient cultures. That first sort of mini-season, as it were, was relatively popular, and you guys seem to quite enjoy it. Although both me and Nicola of 41 Feasts would still very much appreciate your feedback. So if you have any continuing thoughts on what you'd like to see in future series, please do get in touch, because we are very much planning and thinking ahead, and what we're thinking is probably in February or March we'll be filming the next Archaeology Gastronomy mini-series. Yeah, so if you have any thoughts, just let us know, because we're very much honing in on what we want to do next. So yeah, get in touch. There's many projects in the pipeline. Archaeo Soup, I'm pleased to say, is being approached by more and more institutions, venerable and not so venerable. But more to the point, actually, it's all about actually just developing the profile of heritage and history, in particular in the northeast where we're based. And I'm very proud, actually, and I say very pleased to be involved actually in work like such as re-examining a whole exhibit space in a museum, helping archaeology units to engage with the public, this kind of thing. So, and it just seems to be happening more and more now. So I'm very pleased and excited to be involved in all that kind of work. And in the coming months, hopefully I'll be able to actually be a bit more specific and announce more on what it is that I'm doing along those lines. Talks, activity days, and that kind of thing. People are showing interest, and we have had a couple of talks which have been very positive, which is superb, and I'm eager to go into more schools. So if you happen to know a school teacher, let them know, because I do a darned fine talk, I tell you, darned fine. Also as well, actually, we appeared in the Wallsend Festival earlier this year, or earlier this term. Both me and Lawrence, the cathedral licker, were there, dressed in Saxony/Viking-y costume, talking to local people about local heritage, and it was great actually to be doing that. It's what I love to do. So it was superb seeing people's eyes light up when they realise that there is more to the northeast than shipbuilding and stotties. When you start to talk about a grand depth of time really between now and the Romans, where everyone thinks about the Romans, but also what happened in between then and now. It's fascinating. So it's been wonderful actually to be engaging with people about that and on that level, and long may it continue, I suppose, long may it continue. Yeah, what else have we been doing? Oh, apps. We've been developing, or starting to develop, educational apps, which is quite exciting. There's been a couple of museums involved, and we're hoping to take that forward in the next term. And actually also a particularly venerable institution, a cathedral, it has shown an interest in developing an app. And also actually all of this really ties in, lots of this activity actually ties in with the fact that next year the Lindisfarne Gospels are coming to the northeast, which is very exciting indeed. If you don't know what they are, Google them. I will certainly be doing an In Focus video in the very near future on what they are. They are beautiful, a wonderful document that not only is an artistic achievement or a cultural artifact, obviously it's scripture, but more than this, it's what it represents. It represents a time and a place and a yearning actually for knowledge in many ways. So it's a wonderful object, and they're coming back to the northeast where they were made, where they had their inception, and it's going to be a grand summer when it does occur. So Archaeosoup is very much involved in starting to plan some activities around that, involving and connecting actually different groups. So yeah, that's just great work, and again, I'm very much enjoying that, and it's just been adding to the new flavours, the new activities that we've been doing over the past couple of months. Now, all of this actually has meant that I have been drowning in meetings. There've been meetings upon meetings upon meetings, and it also means it has impacted a little bit on my video output in terms of YouTube. As you know, I quite like to try and be fairly regular with my output. That sounds a bit dodgy, doesn't it? Brand-like. Anyway, I do. And but unfortunately, the end of last week and actually the end of this week, there were a couple of meetings that were just sort of sprung upon me very quickly, and I've been unable to produce the Hidden Histories Law and Order, which I actually wanted to do, 2 weeks ago. So the research has been done for that. It's all looking very nice and sharp. It's looking quite pleasing. But rather than rush it out, because actually in about 3 hours' time, Mrs. Soup and I are leaving, and we're yet to pack. Rather than do that, it'll just happen when I get back. So at the beginning of October, one of the first videos you'll be getting will be Hidden Histories, Law and Order, and it's a very interesting topic actually, if I do say so myself. So in many ways it's good news. You know, I am busy because people are interested in history and heritage, and they want to learn more. They want to find new ways of engaging with it. But it does mean that my time is increasingly precious. Having said that, while I'm away, I've engaged a couple of new admins on the Facebook page, so they'll be updating news stories and that kind of thing. And actually, concurrently, the Twitter page is updated from the Facebook page, so automatically news stories appear there. If you want to keep up to date with archaeology news while I'm away, and I won't be putting out archaeoscoops as it were, what you can do is go to the link which will be in the information bar below. It'll appear, so it'll display the Twitter page. You don't have to be on Twitter to access it, and you can actually scroll and click on news stories from there directly. So all the news stories that I talk about in Archaeoscoops do go onto the Facebook and Twitter pages. So if you want to keep up to date while I'm away, just check out the Twitter page. You don't have to tweet or be a Twitterer, but you can keep up to date with news, so definitely check that out. Also, as I mentioned right at the beginning, I'm now 28. A couple of days ago, on the 11th, it was my birthday. And this is one of the best presents I received in the whole day. Look at this, Ginjana Bones, the Raiders of the Lost Liquor Cabinet. Excellent. Very pleased with that. Ginjana Bones was even more pleased, obviously, but I was very chuffed. Wonderful, wonderful artwork, and yeah, superb. And also on top of that, Mrs. Soup got me, amongst other things, touchable bubbles, or touch-a-bubbles as I like to call them. And on that note, I think I shall end this video. So, I suppose what I'll say is thank you for your continuing support. It is getting more and more exciting here at Archaeosoup Towers. I am going away for a couple of weeks, but people will be updating news stories on Twitter. Check out the link below. And when I get back, you'll be getting that video that I almost finished before I went away. Hidden Histories, Law and Order. So, here we go, bubbles. Excellent. Oh, yes, grand. Right, sorry, bye.